Whose bike is this? Can you come closer? Okay. Can you hear it?
My ladies and gentlemen, assessor, I call the witness state, this is the number.
The President of the Court, my lady, and then the assessor, the health worker, and advocate, and for the state, my lady.
Please take the Mr. Clerk.
My lady and my assessor, I appear for the accused in this matter, LA initials.
Thank you, Mr. Mkamela.
Thank you, my lady. It will be recalled that on the last occasion, the state did not submit a postmortem in respect of the deceased. Further, the 2J88 in respect of the victim of the attempted murder. The state does have the postmortem, the originals, and copy thereof. My lady, this is a postmortem in respect of the deceased in this matter, Mr. Sindiso Magaqa. The postmortem is compiled by Dr. Nonhlanhla Benedicta Shamasa, who is employed by the Department of Health in the province of KwaZulu-Natal Forensic Pathology Services as a specialist forensic pathologist. I should state, my lady, to the cause of death. The cause of death is indicated as a septic complications following clinical documented gunshot wounds to the extremities with surgical intervention thereof pending toxicology in brackets. That was the cause of death, my lady.
Yes.
I'm not sure our last exhibit, what was it, my lady, if the court can assist?
I think the last exhibit was Exhibit E.
Therefore, we'll mark this one as exhibit F.
Yes. Mr. Matlamel, do you have a copy of the postmortem report?
I confirm, my lady, and my assessor.
Any objection?
No objection.
The postmortem report is accepted into evidence and marked Exhibit F.
Thank you, my lady. We further have the J88 in respect of one of the victims, Msiya Jabulile and Mafa Nonzigele. The J88 are compiled by Dr. Kulundela, my lady. If before I read them on record, if the copies can be submitted before the court. My lady, in respect of this examination of Ms. Msiya Jabulile by Dr. Kulundela, the conclusions thereof, just a moment, my lady. At page 5 of page 6, the entry and exit wound fresh, blood suggestive of gunshot. Then the sketch plan on page 6 of 6 indicates the injuries of the victim on both legs. The president, the court, if you make it marked as an exhibit, there is no objection from the defense.
Mr. Matabele,
No objection to the management assessor.
thank you. The J88 in respect of Ms. Msiya Jabulile is accepted and marked Exhibit G.
As the president, my lady. Proceeding to the J88 of Ms. Mafa Nonzigele, examined by the same doctor, which is Dr. Kulundela. Also, my lady, the conclusions by the doctor on page 5 of page 6 indicates a fresh open wound in and out, suggestive of gunshot. When we look at the sketch plan, my lady, at page 6, it will indicate the injury on the left side of the victim. Is it please the court to say may be marked as an exhibit before the court?
Is the J88 report in respect of Mafa Nonzigele is accepted into evidence and marked Exhibit H.
Is it please the court, my lady?
Uhlangothi lombuso-ke lifaka la isicelo sokuthi-ke kudluliselwe amathathu esandleni senkantolo. Udlulisi lokuqala okuyincwadi kadokotela owathola umufi ngentolo imbangela yokuba eseyibiza Postmortem report. Umnini wakho-ke akaphikisa kangaki nokuthi-ke uhlangothi lombuso ludluliselwe amathathu njengoba-ke umufi ahlolwa udokotela uHlamase owathi-ke uma ngabe esesikoleni lesibili sasiyothola imbangela ukufa kwakhe wathola ukuthi wabulawa yinxeba lokugutuka ngesibhamu. Bese ukuthi-ke incwadi lesibili eyizibithi uhlangothi lombuso wayithola ukuthi inkantolo noma ayithola ukuthi-ke inkantolo iyamukela kube incwadi-ke ebizwa ngokuthi i-88 le-eveza-ke amanxeba noma ukulimala amanxeba-ke ayetholakale kunkosazana Msiya Jabulile Msiya njengoba-ke ahlolwa udokotela uDuduzela Manje mhlola udokotela ufundela lo wathola ukuthi-ke imposolandisiwe lo unenxeba lapha emlenzeni wombili elikhomba ukuthi inhlamvu yangena yesiphuma ngale kuyona yombili imlenze. Lokho kwakususela ngokubona-ke igazi indlela-ke elichaphazeleke ngayo noma-ke igazi-ke ngendlela-ke elalikade libonakala lingakhona la emlenzeni wakhe bese kuvikelana nokuthi-ke usuke inhlamvu yangena yayophuma ngale naye wayelinyazwe ukudlulwa ngesibhamu. Bese ecela futhi ukuthi-ke inkantolo yamukele incwadi eveza ukubona noma yakhombisa-ke amanxeba nokulimala kosazane Mafa. UNontsikelelo Mafa naye wahlolwa udokotela uDumela kuleyo ncwadi-ke yokumhlola kwakhe noma lapho imiphumela yokumhlola kwakhe naye wathola ukuthi udunjuliwe. Inxeba leli lihambisaneke noduntulo njengoba-ke wathola ukuthi liselisha inxeba leli lila emlenzeni noma-ke ethangeni langawosekumele nakhona ingenile yaphuma futhi-ke indaba.
Mr. President of the Court, my lady, now we proceed to read the SAP 69s on record in respect of the accused that is before the court. On the 17th of June, year 2021, the accused was found guilty of robbery, count 1. Sentence was 15 years imprisonment. Same date, my lady, the accused was found guilty of theft on count 2. The sentence was 5 years imprisonment. The sentence on count 2 is ordered to run concurrently with the sentence on count 1. On the same date, my lady, he was found guilty in contravention of Act 17 of 1956, Section 18 of the Russia's Assemblies Act, conspire with any other person to aid or procure commission of or commit any offense, whether in common law or against. That was count 3, my lady. The sentence was 15 years direct imprisonment. On the same date, my lady, he was found guilty of 5 counts of attempted murder. Count 4 to count 8 taken as one for purposes of sentence and accused is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. On the same date, my lady, he was found guilty of 3 counts of murder. Count 9 to 11 taken as one for purposes of sentence and the accused is sentenced to 15 years imprisonment. On the same date, my lady was also found guilty of contravening Section 3 of Act 6 of year 2000, Firearms Control Act and Ammunition. The sentence, my lady, was 12 years. In fact, on count 12, the sentence was 15 years imprisonment. On the same date, my lady was found in contravention of Act 60 of 2000, subsection 4, subsection 1F4, Firearms and Ammunition Act, count 13. The sentence in respect of that count was 15 years imprisonment, my lady. On the same date, my lady was found guilty of contravening Act 60 of 2000, Firearms Control Act, count 14. The sentence was 5 years imprisonment. And my lady, the last one, he was found guilty in contravention of Act 26 of 1956, contravening Section 28, subsection 1A, Explosives Act. Count 15, 5 years imprisonment. The sentences on count 4 to 15 are ordered to run concurrently with the sentence on count 3. The consideration in this regard is that all the offences from count 4 to 15 flow directly from the offences detailed in count 3. In essence, the effective sentence in respect of the accused shall be the period of 30 years imprisonment. Application for leave to appeal on conviction is refused and was declared unfit to possess the firearm. All the incidents, my lady, occurred emanates from the same incident.
Ukuthi-ke lo mbuso befundakela uqide lwamarekhodi akho la umnumzane ngamalusi Sibusiso afundeka kanje ngomhla ka-17 June 2021 inkantolo-ke yagweba ngecala lokuphaka la yagweba khona-ke iminyaka ewu-15 ngaphakathi ejele. Ngalo lolu suku ngomhla ka-17 June 2021 yaphinde yagweba-ke ngecala lokweba lelo cala lokweba icala elinombolo 2. Inkantolo yesigweba-ke iminyaka emihlanu kulelo cala lokweba. Inkantolo yesithi isinqumo sokuthi leli cala lokweba noma isigwebo saleli cala lokweba asikhosele esigwebeni secala elingena leli lokuphaka. Kushuthi amacala-ke ngesikhathi isigwebo secala lokuqala uzokhoza nesigwebo secala lesibili. Ngalo lolu suku langomhla ka-17 June 2021 inkantolo yesihlahla-ke noma yagweba-ke ngecala lokupha-ke umculo lokubulala. Inkantolo yagweba-ke iminyaka kulelo cala ngomhla ka-17 June 2021 inkantolo yagweba-ke ngecala lokuzama ukubulala. Isigwebo secala lesine nesigwebo secala lesihlanu nesishiyagalombili. Uma-ke isigwebo noma lawo macala ahlanganiswa athathwa njengokuthi-ke kube icala elilodwa ukuze kube isigwebo esisodwa esaba iminyaka ewu-5 ngaphakathi ejele. Ngalo lolu suku langomhla ka-17 June 2021 inkantolo-ke yagweba-ke ecaleni lokubulala empeleni amacala amathathu okubulala ngenhloso. Kwasukuthi-ke icala elinombolo 9 kusukela ecaleni elinombolo 9 iya ecaleni elinombolo 11 nalawo macala inkantolo yawahlanganisa ukuze kuzophuma-ke isigwebo esisodwa esaba iminyaka ewu-15 ngaphakathi-ke ejele. Kwasukuthi-ke ngawo futhi umhla ka-17 June 2021 inkantolo yagweba iminyaka ewu-15 ngaphakathi ejele maqondana necala elalunombolo 12 njengoba-ke yayilahleke ngecala lokugcinwa ngokungemthetho kwesibhamu ekubeni ungenayo ilayisensi egunyaza ukuthi ungagcina-ke isibhamu salelo hlobo. Ngawo umhla ka-17 June 2021 ecaleni-ke lokugcina izinhlamvu ngokungemthetho ekubeni ungenayo ilayisensi egunyaza ugcine-ke isibhamu noma ugcine izinhlamvu ekutheni ungagcina-ke izinhlamvu noma-ke i-comments egunyaza ukuthi ungagcina izinhlamvu lezo. Inkantolo-ke yagweba ngalelo cala iminyaka ewu-15 ngaphakathi ejele okwakuyicala-ke elinombolo 13. Ngawo umhla ka-17 June 2021 inkantolo-ke yagweba futhi-ke iminyaka ewu-5 ngaphakathi ejele maqondana necala elalinombolo 14 maqondana necala elinombolo 14 yokugcinwa kwesibhamu noma ungenayo ilayisensi egunyaza ukuthi ungagcina-ke isibhamu salelo hlobo. Kwasekuthi-ke ngawo futhi umhla ka-17 June 2021 ecaleni-ke elokugcinwa kweziqhumane ngokungemthetho inkantolo yakulahla noma yagweba ngalelo cala-ke iminyaka ewu-15 ngaphakathi ejele elaluyicala elinombolo 15. Kwasukuthi-ke kusukela ecaleni elinombolo 4 kuya ecaleni elinombolo 15, inkantolo yakhipha isinqumo sokuthi-ke izigwebo zalawo macala zifike kanye kanye necala noma nesigwebo secala esiyinombolo 3 futhi. Yaphinde-ke iyakhipha isinqumo sokuthi kusukela ecaleni elinombolo 4 kuya ku-15 lezo zigwebo zizohlangana. Ngamanye amagama isigwebo okuzosidonsa sesisonke eseminyaka ewu-30 ngaphakathi ejele yayisikhipha nesinqumo sokuthi-ke awuvuli isifaka isicelo sokuthi uthole ushwele noma uphethe parole. Ngenxa yokuthi-ke inkantolo yayisikhethe noma yayisigwebe ngamacala-ke elinye lawo linesizathu sesihluku, amanye awo awuphanga noma elinye lawo elokuphanga, nanokuthi-ke amanye awo okugcinwa-ke kwezinhlamvu ezingekho emthethweni kanjalo nesibhamu ney'qhumane. Inkantolo bese ikhipha isinqumo sokuthi wena awusafanelekile ukuthi ungaba nelayisensi egunyaza ukuthi ube nesibhamu semthethweni ngenxa yohlobo lwamacala-ke inkantolo iyayisigwebe ngawo.
With my lady, the SAP 69s can be confirmed by the accused.
Thank you, Mr. Magaqa and Mr. Dube. Mr. Ncengwa, please stand. A record of your previous convictions has been read out to you, and it has also been interpreted for you in isiZulu. The court.
Usufundelwe-ke lamnumzane uhla lwamarekhodi akho futhi-ke ngibe nami-ke sengilihumusha ngesiZulu. Ngabe lokho? I confirm the same.
Do you understand what has been read out to you?
Uwazuleka amarekhodi ufundelwe. Yes, I understand.
Do you confirm the correctness of the report? Do you admit that what has been read out to you is what actually transpired, what you know of?
Uma-ke uwalalela efundwe ekuyishwa lamarekhodi, ngabe ufundwe kwahuyishwa wona yini lamarekhodi nawo owazile owake wagwetshwa ngawo phambili? Yes, I confirm the correctness.
I see that page 4 of the report has been signed. Can you confirm, Mr. Ncengwa, that that is your signature?
Inkantolo ithi-ke iyabona ukuthi ekhasini lesine kulamarekhodi isayiniwe. Ngabe uyaqinisekisa umnumzane uNcengwa ukuthi isignature yakho le? Yes.
Just the last one. The SAP 69 is accepted into the record and marked Exhibit J.
The president of my lady.
Inkantolo isilamukeleke uhla lwamarekhodi akho sithi bayingxenye-ke manje yamazibithi ecaleni.
Lady, now it is always prudent that before the accused can mitigate, the victim impact statements may be read on record, my lady, so that he has an opportunity during the mitigation to reply. I've been informed by my learned colleague, Mr. Advocate Makanela, that they are dispensing with the interpretation of this document as it was read to the accused.
Thank you, Mr.
I confirm, my lady.
Thank you.
Uhlangothi lokubikela inkantolo ke la ukuthi lona lufisa-ke ukufunda-ke isitatimende nezitatimende eziqhamuka-ke kulabo abazi isuku emacaleni inkantolo isitahle nawo. Ubese bikela futhi-ke inkantolo ukuthi okumele umnumzane uMakamela ubese ekhuluma naye umshushusi wamtshela ukuthi cha asikho isidingo sokuthi lezitatimende izihumushe ngoba noma ngithi umushele zona ngenxa yokuthi ubese-ke wakufundela zona inkantolo ingakaqali.
Do you confirm that, Mr. Ncengwa?
Ungaphakama ncede kodwa yaqinisekisa lokho? Yes, I confirm.
Yes, thank you.
Bahlala phansi.
You may proceed, Mr. Magaqa.
We will start with the victim impact statement that is compiled by Mr. Lwazi Knowledge Magaqa. There is a handwritten victim impact statement and also there is a typed portion of the handwritten statement, my lady. I will read the typed one and the chronology. If I may proceed, my lady.
You may proceed, Mr. Magaqa.
We'll start at page 4, my lady. The psychological or emotional trauma suffered because of the crime, shock, fear, grief, distress, and embarrassment. The Magaqa family is psychologically disturbed by the death of Sindiso. He was the son of a brother, a breadwinner, and a father of 3 girls. His first daughter was born in 2009, and she is doing grade 10 in Private Eastern Cape. The twins were born in 2011, and they are doing grade 8. They are with their mother in Gauteng, and they will never see their father. Paragraph 2. His mother is 71 years old and has never received counseling since 2017. She is diabetic. She always cries when she hears or watches the news and sees her son on television. I sometimes find it difficult to update her about the case process because she always cries and this disturbs the children she stays with. Sindiso was a well-known person. When his mother sees boys that grow up with him, she remembers her son. Sindiso has built a house for his mother at home and his house at home. Friends, comrades, and his colleagues usually visited him at home, but now all has gone. His house is always closed. He had 2 cars, a Jeep personalized as Gokwana and a Mercedes ML. The one he was shot at. Both his vehicles are no longer in use. The Mercedes was taken for repairs till date. It has never returned home. As a visionary person, he had a soccer team for boys, keeping them busy and away from drugs, stupefying substance. After his death, all that came to an end. 4. He bought a site at Mzinkulu town in Extension 8 where he started to erect a double-story house for the young and the beautiful daughters. He died before finishing it. The girls have no roof over their heads. On the other side, his mother is traumatized by the lawyer who came and gave her summons to be signed. The local municipality is also issuing the bill for refusal to move in, yet there is no one who is currently residing in that house. The house is in the dilapidating structure. Sindiso had cattle. After his death, the thieves started to steal them, and his mother decided to sell them to have money and pay for school fees. 5. His mother needs counseling and psychological assistance. Just think about a 71-year-old woman who is also diabetic. She needs medical treatment. Sindiso was the sole person who was supporting his family. In 2019 December, there was a storm of which his mother's house was blown off. If he was still alive, the house would have been roofed immediately, but it took some time to fix. On the 9th and the 10th of June 2025, there was a storm again. His house and his mother's house at EBC have been partially blown off. The car burns needs repairs, and we want to sell it to assist his daughters to pursue with their education. His mother is living on old age grant, of which it is not enough to educate three children who have no father, and they will never see him anymore. The accused has a wife, children, same as Sindiso before he was gunned down. They still have a chance to see or visit their father in jail. What about the three girls? He knew the outcome, but continued with his evil plan. He deserves a punishment he will never forget. South Africans lost an icon. This is intentional. This is internationally known. Even Sindiso had a car insurance. Apologies, my lady. Even if Sindiso had a car insurance, that would have been lapsed by now. That is the end of the statement, my lady. It's signed by Mr. Sindiso Magaqa.
Thank you. Any objection, Mr. Matlamela, to having the statement?
My lady has my name.
The victim impact statement by Mr. Knowledge Magaqa is accepted and marked Exhibit K.
The pleasure to court, my lady. The last victim impact statement is compiled by Mr. Sibusiso Ncengwa. There is also a written hand and also a typed one, my lady. If I may proceed, my lady.
Yes, you may proceed.
Thank you. I'll also zoom into page 4 of this victim impact statement. The psychological or emotional trauma suffered because of the crime, shock, fear, grief, distress, embarrassment. Sindiso Magaqa was a national figure who rose through the ranks of the ANC Youth League to become its general secretary, and therefore a national executive committee member of the ANC. He was also an ANC activist in his own right and well known in the entire country. His killing or assassination left a deep scar within the ANC. Not only did the ANC lose one of the most trusted comrades and a servant of the people, his demise resulted in deep tension within the ANC. As comrades started to suspect each other, the ANC public image was being damaged as it appears as an organization that is discovering itself free. As tension grew amongst the comrades, this communicated a message that it is no longer safe to be an active member of the ANC. His demise was also at the height of the killing of politicians in the province. Further fueling was known as a political killing, leading to the establishment of the supposed to be Morwane Commission inquiry. The recent revelation has also reopened the wounds across the movement. In essence, the assassination of Sindiso Magaqa dealt a fatal blow to the organization, and his impact will continue to be felt by the generations to come. The ANC calls for a harsh sentence against those who will be found of his murder, irrespective of their political association. Signed by Mr. Sibusiso Ncengwa.
The victim impact statement by Mr. Ncengwa is accepted and marked Exhibit L.
As the President,
So isitatimende leso zalabo-ke ababa yizisulu noma-ke abachaphazeleka ngokwenzeka kwaleli cala noma ngokubulawa-ke kukamnumzane uSindiso Magaqa, kube isitatimende sikalwazi Knowledge Magaqa, kanjalo-ke nesitatimende sikalwazi Ncengwa umsheshisi asecele ukuthi-ke inkantolo ivamile ngengamile yokufakazi kuleli cala.
as the President, the court, my lady, at this stage, my lady, I think we proceed to the mitigations.
Yes. Thank you. Mr. Matamela?
Thank you, Madam. Really, the starting point today is that the accused was convicted of serious charges which appears on the indictment. Already, let me start with the previous conviction that we faced before this court. And on the 14th July 2023, Supreme Court of Appeal granted a leave to appeal to the full court of KwaZulu-Natal of the High Court Pietermaritzburg. So those previous convictions that are placed before this court are subject to this order from the Supreme Court of Appeal, which is going to be held in future. I just want to place that on the court first.
Okay.
Let me deal with
When was the leave to appeal granted?
to the full court of KwaZulu-Natal.
The date?
The date of the court is 14 July 2023.
Yes. It's okay.
Let me firstly deal with the personal circumstances of the offender. Mr. Ncengwa was arrested sometime in October 2018. He was born in 1988, January the 1st. Mr. Ncengwa has 4 minor children. The first one is 14 years old, a girl. The second one is 13-year-old, a boy. The third one is 11 years old, a boy. And the last one is 10-year-old, a girl. This level of education, my Lord and the assessor, is grade 10. His family background is that he has his mother is still alive, and his father died some time ago. He was supporting his mother, who is 76 years old. He was also supporting his 4 minor children. He used to be self-employed. He was a man who was
selling head meat.
Sally?
Selling head meat.
His health, he is unwell. But he's on treatment. My lady and my learned assessor, upon his arrest, in 2018, Mr. Ncengwa accepted or confessed to these serious charges. It is evident from Section 220 admission that he did call the Magaqa family to apologize. He did advise me that he attempted to get the contact details of the survivors and those whom their vehicle were damaged to apologize, but unfortunately he did not get their contact details. Mr. Ncengwa pleaded guilty of these charges.
He admitted to the charges after having pleaded not guilty. That's correct there.
That it can be so, my lady. But also, my lady, it is evident from Section 220 admission that he did attempt to plead guilty in 2018. My lady, those are the personal circumstances of the accused. My lady, in this stage, the starting point is that there is prescribed minimum sentence in terms of Section 51. of Criminal Law Amendment Act. And that is Section 51, subsection 1, deals with life imprisonment of planned murder. And Section 51, subsection 3, it says as follows: unless the court can find the existence of substantial and compelling circumstances which justify the imposition of lesser sentence, the court will consider these factors together with other relevant factors. Now, I will deal with those factors that I will argue that they qualify to be substantial and compelling factors. Firstly, my lady and my learned assessor, it is important to show this court about what is a life imprisonment. My lady and my learned assessor, in Mashego and another, the following was said versus state, which is case number 20108/2014. Paragraph 26. It reads as follows: it is correct as counsel for the first appellant submitted that imprisonment for life, which is the ultimate sentence, should not be lightly imposed. It is the kind of sentence that should be imposed only after due consideration of all the facts and circumstances relevant to the sentencing, in particular the life history of an accused, his or her upbringing, his or her career, if any, prospect of rehabilitation, and of course, the nature, impact, and effect of the offense of the complainant. My lady and my learned assessor, when dealing with a sentence, the court has to bear in mind that there is no onus placed on the accused person to prove presence of substantial and compelling circumstances. However, there is a duty on the accused to produce evidence in order to convince the court that circumstances exist which justify the imposition of the lesser sentence. My lady and my learned assessor, personal factors of the accused were placed before this court. I will now deal with those issues that I will argue that they qualify to fall under subsection 3, section 51 of Criminal Law Amendment Act. My lady and my Leonard Assessor, we know that the accused was arrested in 2018. And from that time, he wanted to plead guilty. So far, he spent 8 years waiting for this day. This affects my lady. In the previous cases, it has been regarded as substantial and compelling factor. My lady, the accused pleaded guilty, which he showed remorse. My lady, there is a case from our division, State versus Mate, 2014, Volume 2, SACR 298, in brackets, KZN, at paragraph 27. Judge Govan said the following: even though the accused plea of guilty was little moment because he was caught red-handed, it counts for something that he did not unduly burden the state with the need to prove the charges and had furthermore expressed remorse and attempted to make some recompense. My lady and my landlord assessor, the accused is available for assisting the state in future. My lady and my landlord assessor, the accused did not only plead guilty, he fully disclosed who are the instigators. My lady, let me now consider the aggravating factors on behalf of the accused. My lady, this kind of matter is very prevalent in our division. It is a serious crime. It was well planned. and the accused has previous conviction. The victims were very vulnerable. The motive of the killing was because the deceased wanted to report a corruption. I'll now argue for the mitigating factors. Even though my lady, the accused, was found guilty based on common purpose, the AK-47 that shot the deceased and the survivors it was not in the hands of the accused, it was in the hands of co-accused. The accused has family dependents. Based on his level of education and what is contained in Section 220 admission, I will submit, my lady, that he has subnormal intelligence. The motive here was for him to get a financial need. He waited for 8 years in custody before finalization of this matter, whereas his aim from the beginning in 2018 was to plead guilty once and for all. Now, the question before the court is, what sentence can this court impose on the accused? Having regard to the 8 years spent before sentencing, I tried to get case law of a prisoner who has 8 years awaiting for trial. But all I got those who spent 4 years prior sentence. Director of Public Prosecution, North Gauteng, Pretoria versus Kuala and others. 2014, Volume 2, SSCR 337, dated 31 March 2014, Supreme Court of Appeal. In this case, my lady, there was a contract killing of a deputy mayor. All 3 accused were in custody for 4 years awaiting. Trial court imposed 12 years. And then the Supreme Court of Appeal imposed 20 years. After consideration of 4 years spent as an awaiting prisoner. So in our case, it is 4 times 2 now. 8 years as an awaiting. I will, with respect, submit that this 8 years must be taken into account, because if it is ignored, he will suffer twice. My authority for that he will suffer twice, I find it in State versus Stephen and another, 1994, Volume 2, SACR 163, W in brackets, at 168F, which reads as follows. I would agree that there is force in Mr. Du Plessis' submission based on the Canadian decision of Gravino, in brackets 70/71, 13, crime LQ 434, which the paragraph reads, the sentence reads as follows. Imprisonment while awaiting trial is the equivalent of a sentence of twice that length. So I respectfully submit that there are compelling and substantial circumstances to deviate from minimum sentence of life imprisonment. Most importantly, my lady, this court today, we know who are the instigators. So Mr. Ncengwa fully disclosed and honestly disclosed what happened. In conclusion, my lady, I've proposed this order that on count 1, the accused be sentenced to 20 years imprisonment, of which 5 years is suspended for 5 years on condition that the accused is not again convicted of murder, assault, grievous bodily harm, attempted murder, and assault. With regard to count 3 to 5, I propose, my lady, that 5 years imprisonment for attempted murder. With regard to count 6 to count 8, I propose that 3 years imprisonment each. Count 9, I propose 5 years imprisonment. Count 10, I also propose 5 years imprisonment. And count 11, I propose 1 year. I further propose that the sentence on count 3 to 11, 2.3 to 2.11 will run concurrently with the sentence imposed on count 2.2. I further request this court that in terms of section 280 of CPA, the sentence imposed above run concurrently with the sentence imposed under case number CC 54/2018.
Which case is that?
The one that they read the previous conviction, my lady. I further propose that the accused be declared unfit to possess a firearm. And finally, I request that the accused serve his sentence at Westville until the finalization of the other matter. This is where he advised me that he will feel safe. Those are my submissions.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Matamela. Mr. Dube.
July 2023, Supreme Court isinqumo senkantolo ebuyekeza amacala abantu amaphepha. Wena-ke waboshwa enyangeni October yango-2018 unyaka bese-ke le nkantolo ukuthi-ke wazalwa ngo-1988 ngomhlaka 1 January unabantwana abane. Owokuqala uneminyaka ewu-14 intombazane leyo, owesibili uneminyaka ewu-13 umfana, owesithathu uneminyaka ewu-11 umfana naye usufike usifundane wabeneminyaka le-82 intombazane leyo. Ngasemfundweni wagcina-ke ka-10 malungana-ke nesimo-ke somndeni ophila phansi kwaso, yebo ukhona umama ekhale sewashonelwe ubaba. Uma uneminyaka ewu-76 kanti-ke umonto umama sibona nabantwana babo abanye abanye. Ukuzisebenza-ke noma ngokudayisa njengamanje-ke malungana nesimo sempilo awuphilile, kodwa-ke noma ungaphilile uyayidla. Waboshwa-ke ngo-2018 kusukela nje ekuboshweni kwakhe wayenza-ke nemizamo yokuthi-ke uxolise nasezimeni okwamagama njengoba-ke kwazi kule ncwadi owayenikeza enkantolo yokuvuma kwakho-ke amacala noma ephethe-ke amakhulu ongaphikisani nawo. Waphinde wabikela-ke nommeli wakho umnumzane kaNtamela ukuthi uyafisa-ke nokuthi uxolise noma akutholele-ke imininingwane yalabo-ke abachaphazeleka ngesikhathi-ke kwenzeka amacala nabaphila abalinyalelwa-ke nayimpahla yabo noma iy'mpahla zabo, njengoba wena ufisa ukuthi-ke udlulise-ke isixoliso noma uzwakalisa-ke ukuthi uyaxolisa khona, kodwa kepha-ke ngeshwa akakwazanga-ke ukuthola-ke imininingwane yabo labo ukuze uzokwazi ukuxolisa. Wabe-ke noma selaqala-ke likhulu leli cala, kepha-ke waveza ukuthi-ke hayi wena ukuthi-ke ulivume noma uwavumele amacala. Yize-ke wawukade-ke uzamile nokuwavuma selokhu-ke waboshwa ngo-2018. Ngokwamacala-ke obhekene nawo noma le nkantolo esihlahleni ngawo, kunalawo macala-ke isishayamthetho esigunyaza iminyaka ethize noma-ke izigongo ezithize uma ngabe-ke inkantolo esilahle ngawo lawo macala. Ubese veza-ke nokuthi asigcini nje ngokubopha kanjalo isishayamthetho, kepha siye sithi inkantolo ingagudluka kulezo zigwebo uma ngabe inkantolo ithole ukuthi-ke kunezimo wena njengommangalelo ophila phansi kwazo ezingayigunyaza inkantolo ukuthi igudluke kuleso sigwebo esisuke sigunyaziwe isishayamthetho. Ubese veza-ke la ukuthi-ke akusiwona-ke nokumthwalo osemahlombe akho ekutheni-ke ufakazise noma uveze ukuthi inkantolo kumele ukuthi igudluke kuleso sigwebo esisuke sigunyaziwe isishayamthetho. Okwakho nje ukuthi uyivezele ukuthi zikhona lezi zimo wena ophila phansi kwazo ezingafani nezimo ey'sekuhleni ezingadala ukuthi inkantolo igudluke leso sigwebo noma kulezo zigwebo ezisuke zigunyaziwe isishayamthetho. Waligcizelela-ke futhi ukuthi-ke kusukela ngo-2018 wawuluphushile uzimisele ngokuthi-ke uwavuma amacala, kangangokuba-ke lungaphumelelanga lolo hlelo lokuvuma amacala. Wagcina-ke sekudonsa-ke iminyaka ewu-8 ngaphakathi ejele ulinde ukuqulwa nokuqedwa-ke kwala macala. Futhi-ke zikhona nokho-ke izimo nophila phansi kwazo ezingayigunyaza inkantolo ekutheni-ke igudluke kulesi sigwebo esigunyazwa isishayamthetho. isizathu sokuqala noma isimo sokuqala esokuthi-ke wawushilo ukuthi ufuna ukwaphuma amacala. Uthi-ke wakhombisa-ke nokuyisola ngaleso senzo. Kangangokuba-ke uzimisele noma wazibophezela ekutheni-ke uyolekelela uhlangothi lombuso uma sekufanele ufakazi uma kuqhubeke-ke amacala. Kangangokuba-ke wagoyimuka wahluka nje udluke ekhasini wavezwa ukuthi obani ngempela-ke ababe wohongoza noma-ke abaqhamuka nalo mqondo wokubulawa-ke kukamuntu noma abayisisusa sakho konke lokho. Yebo-ke zikhona nje izimo ophila phansi kwazo nje, zikhona futhi nezimo ezimelene nezabo ezimbi ngokwecala. Yiziphi lezo zimo na? Esokuqala nje esokuthi-ke amacala alolu hlobo asedlange kakhulu kulesi sifunda lapho kubulawa khona-ke abantu-ke abakuyipolitiki. Futhi lamacala alolu hlobo ngabe ngendlela eyisimanga abucayi ngendlela-ke engakazi izobonakala. Amacala-ke lawa ohlobo noma amacala alolu hlobo asuke ehlaniwe, asuke ehleliwe ngokuthula. Futhi-ke wena unawo namarekhodi lawa-ke lahlwa khona inkantolo-ke ngokwamacala asedolobheni. Ngisho nezitatimende zofakazi noma zalabo-ke ababazi isulu noma abahlukumezeleka ngokubulawa kukamufi kuleli cala baveza ukuthi bahlukumezeka kanjani njengoba kade kuba nje izitatimende. Wena-ke okwaba yisisusa kuwe noma-ke okwakugqugquzela noma ukuphusha uhlelo uzibandakanye kula macala wawufuna-ke ukulungisa nje lapho. Okwaba yisisusa sokuthi-ke umufi abulawe ngokwaleli cala kungenxa yokuthi-ke wayefuna-ke ukubika ubuqhophololo obabenzeka, yingakho-ke agcina-ke esebulawa. Ubese dlulisela-ke noma sibikele inkantolo amaphuzu esingathi-ke iwona-ke acelela ngawo ukuthi inkantolo-ke ithambisele isigwebo njengokuthi-ke nanokuba-ke inkantolo esilahle amacala esilahle ngawo la kubonakale khona nokuvele khona ukuthi yebo nani imqondo munye ngesikhathi-ke enzeka lamacala umqondo munye nabanye bamangalela. Kodwa uma ubheka-ke ithuluzi elasetshenziswa elali-1847 lalingekho ezandleni zawo, akusiwena owalisebenzisa kulelo owadlula, kodwa-ke wozalo owawunalo. Yebo nani imqondo munye ubulawa nje umufi nihlangene umqondo munye wokuzibabulayo. Umndeni wakho-ke uthembele kakhulu noma uthembele kakhulu kuwena-ke ngasekutheni-ke wondle-ke. Uma uzobheka-ke ibanga owagcina kulona ngasemfundweni kanjalo-ke nencwadi le ebizwa ngo-20 la kwabhalwe khona-ke amaphuzu ongaphikisani nawo noma osuwavuma owamukelayo, kuyavela nanokuthi-ke uhlakaniphile kangakanani. Wena-ke ngasoda ngothini lakho ukuze-ke uzibandakanye kula macala noma uwenze kungenxa yokuthi-ke wawudinga-ke imali. Iminyaka-ke isiyisishiyagalombili ngaphakathi kokiwe ilinde kuqala nokuqulwa nokuqedwa-ke kwalezi ncala. Kangangokuba-ke wawungafisi nakuchitha isikhathi selokhu nje waboshwa wawulokhu ushilo ufuna ukwavuma-ke lamacala. Yisiphi-ke pho isigwebo inkantolo ekumele ukuthi-ke igqoke ngaso phansi-ke kwesimo uma uzobheka-ke nephupho lokuthi-ke sewuhlale ngaphakathi esikhathini esiyiminyaka ewu-8 ulinde ukukhula nokuqedwa leli cala na? Kuyaveza lena ukuthi uma ngabe inkantolo-ke izofinyelela-ke esivimbelweni esikufanele, kumele ukuthi lesi sikhathi ukuthi sihlale ngaphakathi isinake leso sikhathi-ke esiyiminyaka-ke eyisishiyagalolunye. Ngoba uma ngabe ingekho sinaka leso sikhathi, lokho kuyosho ukuthi uma ngabe sigwema ngale kokuthi inaka lesi sikhathi esimele ukethu udlule ngaphakathi, lokho ukuthi-ke isikufaka kabili uzokwetshwa, sewukwetshwa kabili kanti usuke wadosa vele ekubeni-ke uma ngabe ingekho sinaka lesi sikhathi usuhlale ngaphakathi. Ngokusho kwakhe noma ngokubona kwakhe uthi yebo zikhona izimo-ke ophila phansi kwazo eziyiphoqayo inkantolo okanye-ke eziyigunyazayo inkantolo ukuthi-ke udlule kuleso sigwebo esifanele. Ngoba uma ngabe-ke sewuwavuma amacala wagonyuluka washo ukuthi ngobani abagqugquzeli waveza-ke ngokukhulu-ke ukwethembeka wangalokhu-ke ucathake nesifuba. Ubese phakamisa-ke nezigwebo ukuthi-ke ngokwakhe ubone ukuthi-ke inkantolo ubone ukuthi-ke mayigwebe kanjani. Hhayi bese khona ukuthi maqondana necala lokuqala inkantolo mayigwebe iminyaka ewu-20 ngaphakathi ejele, kepha leso sigwebo ikulethele sona isikhathi esiyiminyaka emihlanu ngaphansi kokubaleka ukuthi-ke makuzophela iminyaka emihlanu lokho ungatholakali wena uladlwa-ke amacala-ke afana necala lokuqala. Wasithi-ke maqondana necala kusukela eceleni lesithathu kuya kwelesihlanu akube iminyaka ewu-5 ngaphakathi ejele, kusukela icala lika-6 kuya ku-8 iminyaka emithathu ngaphakathi ejele, ecaleni umnala makube iminyaka emihlanu ejele, ecaleni lunombolo 10 nakhona iminyaka emihlanu, ecaleni elunombolo 11 akube iminyaka kodwa ngaphakathi ejele. Wabe sekhipha-ke noma secela nokuthi-ke inkantolo ngoba vele kunalezi zigwebo ozidonsayo ngala macala-ke nomazala amarekhodi abo. The court on this aspect, I did not follow correctly, clearly as to the submission made by the defense counsel.
The aspect at which Mr. Matamela asked the court that the sentences in counts 1 and 2 to run concurrently with those in counts 3 to 11.
Yes,
Yes, that was a submission, that the sentences in counts 3 to 11 to run concurrently with the sentences in counts 1 and 2.
thank you. Ubese faka-ke nesicelo sokuthi-ke maqondana necala nesigwebo socala lokuqala kuya kwelesibili. Bese kuthi-ke isigwebo maqondana necala kusukela kwelesithathu kuya kwelesi-11 zingene ngaphansi kwesigwebo secala lokuqala nelesibili. Ama isigwebo secala lokuqala nelesibili bese ukuthi lezi ezinye-ke iy'gwebo zalamanye amacala ziphosele kuleso sigwebo. Wacela nokuthi-ke lezi ezigwebo uzigwebo ngesikhathi-ke udonsa izigwebo zaleli icala noma zala macala ovele-ke owadonsayo kumanje.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dulu.
With the legal of the court, something just came to my mind regarding the impact statement, which I did not make an address on both statements. With regard to the statement by I accept, my lady, that indeed the children had no part. With regard to the statement by Ncengwa, I do differently for the following reason. The instigators are members of the ANC. instead of the deponent here, on behalf of the ANC, go to the Magaqa family, apologize because the instigators belong to the union, to say, we are sorry, our members killed Sindiso Magaqa. So for them to come today here and say that the killing of Magaqa has caused some tension within the organization, what did they do after the killing of Magaqa? Because, as I indicated, the instigators are senior members of the ANC, and they were holding senior position in the Izimkhulu municipality. So, with regard to this one, my lady, that is my position. That they are too late. What they should have done, they should have sent some delegation from ANC to go to Magaqa family to apologize and said, our senior members killed Sindiso Magaqa. Nothing from them. All that they're saying now is that this killing has affected the organization, but they're not saying the killing was caused by their senior members. Those are my submissions.
Yes. Noted. Thank you, Mr. Gamela.
Uyasabulela lesike statement sikanole Magaqa ukuthi yebo abantwana ba umntwana Sindiso abasebenzi kodwa lesi sikalwazi ayiphumelele kakhulu ngoba ngokubona kwakhe ukuthi sebedlulelwe isikhathi abenhlangano uma ngabe bezoxolisa amandla ngoba bafundisese ukuthi baxolise ngaleso sikhathi baye emndenini wakaMagaqa bayoxolisa, bathi uma bexolisa bafike bathi siyaxolisa ukuthi abenhlangano esikuyona abasezikhundleni eziphezulu sebebulale umnumzane Magaqa ngoba ngokwestatement sithi ukubulawa komnumzane Magaqa kwabanga noma kwasusa-ke ukuxokozela enhlanganweni ngaphansi-ke kwaleso simo futhi-ke cha akufanele inhlangano ikubeke kanjalo noma lelo gidi-ke ilibeke kanjalo futhi-ke ngokusho kwakhe waveza nakusitatimendeni sakho umnumzane ngesikhathi wavuma namacala ukuthi abagqugquzeli abayisisusa sokuthi kubulawa umnumzane Sindiso Magaqa bangaphakathi-ke enhlanganweni futhi-ke bangabantu-ke abasezikhundleni-ke eziphezulu. Yingakho-ke ngokusho kwakhe ethi cha inhlangano akufanele ihlokane njengoba-ke ibhalile ukwazi umsheki akufanele athi inhlangano nokubulawa komnumzane Magaqa kwabhekula-ke umsindo noma-ke yebo kwabhekula umsindo ngaphansi enhlanganweni bafanele okungenane-ke athi uma ngabe kiwa lapho kuyoxoliswa kuthiwe hayi inhlangano iyaxolisa ekutheni ibulale umnumzane Magaqa.
As this is the court, my lady, I can see the time is close to it's 5:01. However, I just need, my lady, just before I adjourn, there's some aspect that I want to address before I go to the merits of my aggravation in respect of this matter. My lady, when this team, which is Advocate Dweka and Advocate Gaba, took over from this matter, there was an advocate who was dealing with this matter. During the handing over, my lady, we were told that there was a lady lawyer who was representing Mr. Nana. Indeed, there was that proposal of plea in respect of this matter. However, they couldn't agree on sentence. Tell that, my lady, when this team took over, the lawyer who was on record representing Mr. Ncengwa, it was Mr. Matthews. He proceeded with Mr. Matthews. After Mr. Matthews was fired by accused, there were two attorneys that came. I'm not going to mention the names. Indeed, they came to us with the intention of pleading guilty. We explained the procedure to them with regard to the stage. To such an extent, we met as the parties in respect of this matter. We went to the chambers of your ladyship. When we got to the chambers, we said, Mr. So-and-so, but say what you wanted to say. And he didn't say that, man. We came back, he was fired. Then there was another one again who came, indeed, again, also that one, he was fired again. At no stage, my lady, that this prosecution team refused to accept the plea of Mr. Ncengwa. We do admit that there were those intentions. The person that came and made those intentions clear, it was Mr. Magaqa. And at no stage in this court record, our submissions were made that this is what we're intending to do. We always welcomed the issue of the accused pleading guilty on the basis that we always knew that it is going to reveal a set information that might be of assistance to the state case. Therefore, my lady, I just wanted to address that aspect of saying that maybe the state didn't want to know. We did want. However, there were some other issues that we couldn't agree on as a president.
Noted. At this stage, we will take a long adjournment and resume at 2 p.m. But before we do that, let me give an opportunity to Mr. Dube to interpret for the benefit of the accused.
No, nangesikhathi-ke ngoba kukhona isikhathi lapho-ke kwamele ngoba khona isikhathi la khona-ke abameli ababili yize-ke engeke sababalula-ke noma abadalule-ke ngamagama, kodwa sabakhona-ke isiwome la omunye walabo bameli okake kwahlalwa naye khona phansi kwabuzwa ukuthi yini ofuna ukuyisho ngoba engathi kukhona ephezulu ukuthi seke uvuma icala futhi akaphiki-ke la noma leli thema liphiki ukuthi ngoba kade-ke uvele ibalulile phambilini ukuthi-ke uyadisayile nokuthi amacala. Hhayi-ke uma ngabe siyayitholele lothuba-ke, hhayi mayekuzwa ukuthi futhi kwangacaca kuhamba isikhathi kwaxoxa nommeli kwangena omunye naye akangayicacisi eyovuma-ke kwakhokha amacala. Umuntu oze wayicacisa ukuthi yini afisa ukuthi yenzeke umnumzane Magaqa kulokho khona obe eseveza ukuthi cha unokuthi uvuma amacala njengoba lelo hlelo lugcine isandezivela ukuthi asikho isikhathi la leli thina elake lanqaba khona ngaso ukuthi wena ungenele lolu hlelo lokuvuma kwakhona amacala.
Thank you, Mr. Dube. We shall adjourn until 2:10. Court will
Court.